Justin Trudeau is traveling across Canada on a campaign-style tour being organized by local Liberal Party riding associations and being sold to the media as a way for Trudeau to reconnect with the middle class, or something like that. It's more like an apology tour, though, where Trudeau is saying he's sorry for the skyrocketing cost of hydro, for his ill-advised and poorly timed carbon tax, and most notably, apologizing for all of the various conflict of interest issues his government is facing. So he's traveling across the country to give a bunch of political speeches and answer some questions from Canadians. But unfortunately for Justin Trudeau, he tends to get himself into trouble when he's improvising his answers. When he isn't reading from a teleprompter or a script, when he isn't repeating his memorized talking points, Trudeau has a bad habit of saying really stupid things. Trudeau was in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia on Monday, and he received a question about immigration. This is what Trudeau had to say.
Thank you for your question. I'm a 10th or 11th generation Canadian on one of my sides. But my maternal grandfather was born in Scotland, so I do have some idea of the challenges it takes to come to Canada and has took over the sweep of history of Canada.
Trudeau is sort of claiming that he himself is connected to an immigrant and that he somehow identifies with immigration because of this maternal grandfather that he has. Trudeau claims that he can relate and understand to immigrants and that he has an idea of the challenges it takes when moving to Canada. Well, that's rich. Justin Trudeau is talking about his grandfather, James Sinclair. I suppose Sinclair was technically an immigrant. He was born in Scotland in 1908, and his family moved to Canada in 1911. Sinclair would have been 2 or 3 years old when he came to Canada, and he was part of a prominent family that was already established in Vancouver. By the time he moved to Canada, his father had already founded one of Vancouver's oldest schools. Sinclair wasn't exactly a typical immigrant. He went on to become a Rhodes Scholar. He went back and studied at the University of Oxford and later Princeton University. He became a member of Parliament in North Vancouver, and he became a cabinet minister in the Liberal government under Louis Saint Laurent. James Sinclair likely had no memory whatsoever of his time in Scotland before moving to Canada. And yet, this is Justin Trudeau's connection with immigration. Trudeau claims that he can somehow understand the challenges of being an immigrant because of this Scottish-born grandfather who was part of a prominent family and who passed away when Justin Trudeau was 12 years old. It's interesting, by the way, to note that Justin Trudeau was fine with his cabinet minister, Maryam Monsef, and her whole cooked-up claim that she didn't know what country she was living in until she was 9 or 10 years old. And yet, he also thinks that he can understand the challenges of immigrants and immigrating to Canada because of a grandfather who came here at age 2. Right. Well, if Justin Trudeau is trying to relate to the middle class, and he's trying to show that he relates to immigrants, pointing to his blue blood lineage of politicians and wealthy businessmen might not be the best strategy. Of course, the media who were in attendance for this speech just swallowed up Trudeau's cute little immigration story without any criticism or skepticism. Trudeau might be in friendly territory in Atlantic Canada, but I suspect his reception won't be so rosy when he comes west. The reaction to his message at a recent Edmonton Oilers game may be an early indication.
Thank you, Haley, for inspiring me and
And if Trudeau's town halls go anything like that, well, this whole tour as a silver bullet to distract from Trudeau's bad publicity probably wasn't the best idea. For the Rebel Media, I'm Candice Malcolm.